Okay, good day to everyone. For our final video lecture, we are going to discuss how to extract records or how to prepare your basic financial statements or your basic financial reports. So first thing that we're going to do is of course to log in to our dispatcher. So make sure that your company is correct. Next, you type in your user ID and then your password and wait for the system to load. Okay, do not forget to double click the correct default branch. Okay, then you just close the other system messages. So what we are going to discuss now will be the extraction of your various reports. This is quite easy and very straightforward. So first, let us extract your financial reports. So again, there are two ways by which we can extract it. First is by using the financials module and then going to financial reports and accessing either the accounting folder or the financial folder. Okay, so that's one way to access the reports. Second is by accessing or looking into the reports module itself and going directly to the financials folder, and you have options for accessing the accounting folder and the financial folder, so it's the same. Okay, so first let us extract the general ledger. So to extract the general ledger, make sure that you are in reports and go to the accounting folder and then click the general ledger. Okay, when you are able to see this particular window, the first thing that you need to do is to click this one, the X item here, in order for you to select all of the items here from assets down to the last items there. Okay, so if you click that one, it's either going to select all or unselect. Okay, so make sure that everything is selected, which means that everything has an X item there, meaning it is selected. And next, to choose all the levels, okay, meaning you are going to consider all of the items here. Okay, so level will be the maximum level, level 10, so that everything will be shown. Okay, no need to change the posting dates here because basically this is already pertaining to the current year. Okay, so if you want to get the general ledger for another year, then you change the period. Okay, so example, you wanted to get the 2019 figures, then simply change this to 01/01/19 and then 31/12/19. So that's basically how it works. Just make sure that the date or the inclusive dates are correct. So no problem for that. And then after which you click OK. And then you will be shown the details or the contents of your ledger. Okay? So from there, you are going to click OK again. Okay? And then we are just going to wait for that's basically how it is. Okay? However, if you want to extract the report, then you go back to the general ledger. Okay? And then select it. Make sure that you are at level 10 and then make sure the date is correct. If no changes are made, you're going to use the current year. Then click OK. Once the report is provided, the next thing that you're going to do is to click PDF. Okay? If you click PDF, you will be given an option of whether you are going to have the general ledger or the expanded ledger. Okay, or expand ledger. So basically you just use the general ledger. Anyway, that's already complete, and then you click OK. Okay, from there you wait for it to download. Okay, because at this point it is already downloading. Once it is downloaded, then that's the time that you can access already the PDF version of your output. Okay, so we wait for a while. Okay, so that's basically the ledger. You can open it and you will have this general ledger. What's important in the ledger, of course, I will be checking later on, if you are the correct owner of the report. Okay, so I will check this one. And then the totals does not matter because it depends basically on the transactions that you provided. So what I simply wanted to see is that you are the one who owns the general ledger that is being extracted. Okay? So that is for the first item. For a while, let's go back to SAP. Let's have the next report. So from there, you can click OK and then it's exit already. Then we go to the next. All the other reports, okay, can be found in your financial folder. We have the balance sheet, trial balance, profit and loss, cash flow. So let's start first with the trial balance. You click the trial balance. You make sure that you choose all the items and you make sure that you are in level 10 maximum. Okay? No need to change the posting periods because this is basically for this year already, and then you click OK. Okay. From here, you have the ledger. However, the details are not available. So you make sure that the level is still on level 10 so that we can access all of the items. Okay. So that's basically the entire content. You click again the PDF and then you are going to be asked to save the file under a particular file name. So I'll just put trial balance here. Then click OK. And we're going to wait for it to be downloaded. Okay. So the trial balance is now here. You just allow it. Okay. And then you are now going to extract it here. So once the item is already downloaded, you can double click it and this is basically how it looks like. Okay, this is already the trial balance. Okay, so this is the content of our trial balance. There. Okay, so that's basically how it looks like. We are now going to switch back to our SAP Business One. So you can click OK and then we're done with the trial balance. We go to the next report. Let's go to profit and loss statement. So similarly, this is already straightforward. You simply provide the details as to what period you are looking for. If there are no details into your details with the activity, you simply choose the current annual year. So that's January 1 to December 31, 2020 and then click OK. Once the report is provided, you make sure that the level is level 10 and then you click PDF again. You will be asked to save it. So this will be PNL or profit and loss. Okay. Profit, or let's just have income statement. Okay. And then click OK, similar process. Wait for it to load and then you can have already the annual report here. Okay. So this is how it works. So that's already the profit and loss statement. So this is what you're going to have for screenshot later on. And then let's go back to SAP again. Let's do the same for your balance sheet and cash flow. So we go to the balance sheet. Same item, no need to change anything here unless the problem gives you other details. You click OK and then make sure that you are extracting level 10 so that everything will be shown. Then click PDF. You have a choice of whether to extract the balance sheet or the vertical balance sheet. When you say vertical balance sheet, it is the the report form. When you say balance sheet, it is the horizontal or the account form. So let's try both. Let's start first with the main balance sheet. You click OK. You are being asked to extract it. So this is the balance sheet. Then click OK. Okay, and then we open the balance sheet. So it looks like this. So it is presented in a horizontal form wherein the assets are on the left side and the liabilities and equities on the right side. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, if we are going to extract the other balance sheet, which is the vertical balance sheet, so I'll click PDF again and I will choose vertical balance sheet. This is the V vertical balance sheet. Click OK. Just wait for it to be downloaded. So this is how it looks like. The vertical balance sheet will be vertical, or basically report form, starting with the assets, going down, and then after which you have the liabilities. Okay, the liabilities there, and then equity portion down. Okay, so that is the difference between the report form and the account form, or the balance sheet and the vertical balance sheet. Okay, then finally, let's have our cash flows. That's the final report that we are going to extract. You simply go to your cash flows. Oh, sorry, for a while I forgot to close this report. So we go to cash flows. Again, do not forget to make sure that everything is chosen here. So if you click this, it will remove all the excess. So click it again so that everything is correct, and then from there you click OK. We wait for the report to be extracted, and then from there you click PDF. Wait, we can expand this also if you like. Okay, by expanding it, you will have all the details, and then you click PDF, and then this is already the cash flows. Okay, so the cash flow will be provided, giving you the details of all the cash items. Okay, so that's basically how it works. So you can screenshot that, and then you're done with the reports. Okay, we go to our last process, which is going to be your end term or end reports, okay, or the journal entries at the end of the period. So what you're going to do is to go to administration, utilities, and then period end closing entries. Okay, so this will be your closing entries here. So the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that everything is chosen here. So if there is already an X item on everything, no problem. You can choose a level 10 item to make sure that everything is selected, but basically it's not needed. Okay. And then the next thing that you're going to do is to look for the retained earnings account. Okay. So let's look for the retained earnings account. I'm not sure where it is. Where is the retained earnings? I need to make sure that I have the correct retained earnings item. There, retained earnings, sorry. It's found there. So that's 340000. Then choose. Okay, and then the period, do not change this anymore. We simply need to look for the retained earnings account. And then we execute. Okay, choose period. Sorry, I forgot. The period should be this year. You can choose to close only a specific period. So let's assume that I just want to close January. Okay, so January of this year. Okay. So for your activities, it depends on you on what period you would like to close. For me, I'll just close the January. Okay. And then I'll click execute. Okay, so this is a preview of the closing entries. Basically, there are no items to be closed because there are no transactions for January. So anyway, I'll just do that and then click execute. Then all closing balances will be connected to branch this one. Do you want to continue? Yes. So meaning, I am only closing the transactions that are related to the OEC Computers UK branch. Okay? Later on, this will appear as your name. Okay? I'll just click yes. Okay? And then execute again. Is it that? I think that's done already. Okay, anyway, that's what's going to happen. And then, we're done already. The only reason why there are no other processes is because there are no items here. So for your period end period end report, you can simply screenshot this one. If it's empty, then you just screenshot the empty item and that will be your report already. So let's try to see. Assuming I am going to close, let's say I will close the November. Wait, I'll start from January, I'll end in November. Then I'll execute. So there. Now there is a content here. So I'll close it, execute, then yes. Wait, I forgot to check all the approved. Okay, and then execute. The enter due date. Oh, I forgot. The due date will be the date today. Or whatever date, for as long as it is after the closing period that you chose. So execute. Why is it that everything is okay? Sorry. So due date, document date also. I think there are no more. So basically, the closing period will be from January to November 2020. The due date will be any date, or basically the date when you executed the closing entries. Then execute. And then yes. Okay, so now, when it is already empty, it means that the transactions are already closed. Okay? So just to make sure that the closing entries were properly done, I'll go to administration, system initialization, and then posting periods. For the 20, wait, let's go to the 2020 details. 2020. Okay, here. So 2020. So since I already closed the period from January 1 until November, the period status is already closing period because I'm done with the closing entries. Take note that the December 2020 is still unlocked because it is not yet closed. So no closing entries were done yet. Okay, so that's basically what it means. So if the period here says it is already a closing period, then it means that the closing entries are already done. So since this is already closed, then it means that my process a while ago, which is the closing entry, was recorded properly. So that's basically the end of all the reports and entries that we're going to do. So this is the last lecture. If you are done with the doing the reports and doing the screenshots, you simply go to file and then exit, then yes, and you're done with the basics of SAP. So that's all. Thank you.